never really had a specific genre for yourself, and you seamlessly kind of combine all these different styles. When you overlook an excellent body of work like The Age of Anxiety, is it very much like a mixtape to you?
Yeah, I do kind of think of it more as like a compilation in a way, because I kind of didn't want to try too hard to fit into one genre just for the sake of it. And it kind of just leaves my options open going forward, I guess.
For this record, it was the first time that you've written from the perspective of others. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was good. It's nice to get sort of to use other people as inspiration and sort of things that you've heard other people say, and it kind of makes it easier for me and kind of makes it better for me to like learn about myself and other people through the music and not just be writing about sort of a breakup or something like that.
What sort of experiences do you draw on to pen a track like Your Delight?
I guess that kind of is one of the more romantic kind of songs on the album, but it's also very much kind of got that sort of dream stateness to it. It's kind of, that song is kind of written about people, maybe it's kind of like a subconscious, somebody maybe not knowing how they feel and it coming out in their dreams.
Dreams are also very interesting. Do you tend to pull from dreams? I know you mentioned before that it's the type of thing that you like to incorporate in your music. Does it come into play much?
Yeah, I think so. I have really vivid dreams. I had a dream last night that there was this giant goldfish and it just kept like coming over and like kissing me on my face, and I was like, whoa, this is such a good dream. But I mean, that's it's not very inspiring, but some of my dreams definitely have a big play on my lyrics.
When you hit the stage, I mean, you morph into somebody else. I mean, that must be a great outlet for you.
Yeah, it is, definitely. And I think nerves can be something that are really like, lots of musicians, it can really hold them back. So kind of learning how to deal with that and sort of having energy and sort of feeling carefree on stage, I think is really, really important.
Growing up, your father used to play you some amazing records. I mean, from an early age, you've been into songwriters with an important message, the likes of Joni Mitchell, Simon and Garfunkel, Dylan. I mean, how beneficial was it to like kind of be listening to songwriters with such, with such grace and such amazing presence? What was that? Did that help you with yours?
Yeah, well, I think it sort of made me realise from a young age that music can be used in a really sort of important way, and political songs like the stuff that Bob Dylan and Donovan and people like that were writing had just kind of, they were actually changing people's views on things like racism and just really important matters, and that I think that's probably had a massive impact on the way that I write songs and the way that I feel about lyrics and how that's really important to me.
And living in an age where technology is swarming over everybody and we're kind of, perhaps to a certain extent, losing the essence of life. I mean, I know that's something that concerns you. Do you tend to ever just unplug from it all?
Yeah, I try and do it. I mean, I try and have a few hours every day at least where I'm sort of just in the woods without a phone, actually take like a pen and paper with me. And
you mentioned you have a notepad and a place in nature. I mean, that must serve you well, just like gives you the clarity.
Yeah. I think I personally do find it quite difficult, social media, and it feels quite often like you're never really on your own because you've got this phone. And I also feel like people don't really like make eye contact with each other anymore. We're kind of losing a lot of like romance that used to be in the world. It's kind of just disappearing now because everyone's so like with their phone. It's like Google eyes. It's quite strange.
With your songwriting, I mean, can it be a case sometimes of letting the songs reveal themselves to you instead of going in with a fixed plan, just embracing what's coming out of you, so to speak? Yeah,
definitely. I feel like it's quite natural, and that's the way that I like it to be. It's not like a particularly planned out thing, and it's sort of an experience in itself sometimes, going into the studio and like this song comes out of me, and then I'm like, oh well, there it is. Like, and it is the most sort of natural way that it can occur. I mean, I spend a lot of time just in my room with the guitar writing, and I've got like an organ in my room at the moment as well, which I'm having quite a lot of fun with. But yeah, it is. I think some people kind of have like a particular structural way in which they want to write music, but I've worked with quite a lot of different people, and I guess it's always done in a different way, but I do like it to just kind of happen, and I don't like to overthink the lyrics in the sense of like going back and it changing things too much. I feel like it's a piece of work, and then it's like, that is it.
I have to ask you, am I correct in assuming, are you a fan of Liverpool Football Club?
Well, yeah, I am, and everyone's always like, why, you're not from Liverpool? But it's actually my brother who plays in the band. He's like 2 years older than me. He loved them from like the age of 3 or something, and I kind of jumped on the bandwagon. I used to play football. I played football for like 10 years in a girls' team that I forced my dad to start for me, because I was like, why aren't there any girls' football teams? But I'm actually more loyal to Celtic because my dad's Glaswegian, and Henrik Larsson kissed me on the forehead when I was a child.
Wow. Do you still get blinded by Roberto Firmino's teeth?
Yeah, oh my god, it's so funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And tell us why. I mean, what is it about a quiz machine that tempts you like nothing else?
I don't know, and it's such a waste of money, and I never even get anything back from it. But I don't know. I just love having like games in the pub is like my favourite thing. I love pool and darts and all, but yeah, quiz machines do catch me out.
What would you say is your biggest drive musically?
I guess the idea that my work's gonna progress with me as I grow as a person, and kind of to make sure that I'm feeling like I'm doing something that's important and that is affecting things in a positive way, regardless of whether or not it's for like a personal thing for people, or if it's beginning to write more political songs and kind of expressing myself in that way. I think this is album 1, and I'm very excited about it, but I am very eager to move on to the next thing already. It's a very exciting prospect that there's more to come still.